I'm just setting up a few last things before we begin today. Okay. For tonight's practice, as usual, no special props are needed, but grab whatever props you like to practice with. So if you have blocks and you want to use them, feel free. You may want a blanket for your knees at some point or to sit on. We will begin seated tonight. I'm going to start with my blanket. And again, we'll begin in just a few minutes. I have a new little microphone that I'm getting used to wearing, so bear with me. It's right here on my side, so I have to just kind of get used to this wire. And you can let me know how the sound quality is tonight. I know this room has a little bit of an echo, so I've been trying some new things. We have a microphone tonight. I have some new lighting, so we'll just see how it goes. And as always, I appreciate your feedback. So we've got about 2 minutes to go. Okay. We'll start right at 6 o'clock. Let's see if anybody else is jumping on here. Remember that you can always chat live. Once I'm sitting back there, I can't actually read it, but I can read it before we start, and I can read it, any questions that you have at the end as well. Okay, I have 6 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and start. We will begin seated. If sitting cross-legged is not comfortable for you, feel free to sit in a chair. You could also sit kneeling or sit up on a block. But making sure that your spine is long. We're going to do a little bit of breath work before we begin. So we don't want to cave in, rounding in the back and restrict our diaphragm. So opening up nice long spine, feel your sits bones on the ground. You can even take the hands to the pelvis and sort of rock back and forth a little bit and find that center place, that neutral place. And just relaxing your hands on your legs, relax your shoulders. Tonight's practice is a practice for cultivating hope and joy. And it's really inspired from a dear friend of mine whose birthday is tomorrow, because she inspires hope and joy in my life. And we've been talking a lot about all the things going on in the world right now. And no matter who you are, where you are, what you believe, you might be affected by some of these things, between climate changes, wildfires, job loss, COVID-19, so many things, right? Not to mention personal things that might be happening in your life, illnesses that we struggle with. So it can be compounded. And sometimes we don't feel like we can feel joy. We don't feel like we have joy. And at other times, we might be afraid to feel joy. Like, I know sometimes I feel like, what right do I have to feel joy right now when so much suffering is happening in the world? But we are here to experience joy. And we know in the yoga world that everything is temporary: suffering, pain and pleasure, those two things. And we don't want to become attached to one, to like always seeking pleasure, always running from pain. The practice teaches us to sit with what is. But tonight particularly, I want to think about that encouraging, some people would say positive vibrations, right? Raising our vibration. When we talk about pratyahara, pratyahara is a practice of going inward. And part of that practice is letting go of the negative stimulus in our life, right? Turning off the TV, turning off the computer. Don't turn it off right now because we're right in the middle of practice. But all of the things that kind of bring us down, letting go of that and meditating or going into nature or listening to music, those positive things, cultivating that, those things that bring us joy, that bring us peace of mind. And that is a practice. So my hope is that this practice gives you an hour away from the things of the world. And we need this. We need this. Some people say self-care, but we need to feed our souls so that we can go back into the world and do what we have to do tomorrow, right? Kumbhaka breath, which is breath retention. It can be done on the inhale or the exhale. We're going to work with the inhale today, Antar Kumbhaka. A moment before we begin, I just want to say if you have high blood pressure or maybe an arrhythmia or you're dealing with any kind of heart condition where this doesn't feel good to you, to hold your breath in, because anytime we hold the breath in, you're going to notice the heart starts to beat a little faster. And then when we do a nice long exhale, the heartbeat slows down. So if you have a heart condition where this isn't the right breath for you, then I just want you to work on taking little sips of air in and then slowly exhaling out. And then little sips of air in and slowly exhaling out. Instead of doing the holding of the breath, okay? But you decide what's right for you. And please remember, as always, this is your practice. Anything that we do tonight that doesn't feel right for you, skip it or come to a place of rest or wait for the next movement. Take care of yourself. So we're going to use a mudra tonight called Hansi Mudra. You're going to touch your first 3 fingers to your thumb, index, middle, ring, and leave the pinky out. And then just place the backs of the hands in your lap or on your thighs. So pinky is extended. Relax the shoulders. If you like, you can close your eyes. It's certainly helpful in drawing our attention inward. And then first, just notice your breath. Notice the quality of the breath. How do you show up for your practice today? If you ran to get here, maybe the breath is already a little quick, or breath today. Are you breathing from your belly or your chest? Can you tell? Does the breath feel deep or shallow? Jagged or smooth? And can you notice the direction of the breath? Does it feel like you're inhaling and pulling breath down? Does it feel like it's going up? There's no right or wrong answer. Just notice what you feel. Does the breath feel like it spreads outward into the body or draws inward? And then go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Pausing at the top, just a little pause at first. Feel the sensation of a full lungs, full chest, and then slowly exhale out through the nose. So unless you're doing the other breath that I started with, you're going to breathe in and out through the nose. Deep breath in. Pause at the top. Slowly exhale the air out. Deep breath in. Pause and hold the breath in. Exhale out. Couple more times. Take a deep breath. Pause and hold the breath at the top. And breathe at your pace. So if I'm holding it longer and you feel like you're turning blue, by all means, exhale out and take another breath. Exhale. Take a deep breath. Hold it in, pause at the top. See if you can feel your heart beating. Does it feel a little faster? Exhale it out. And pause with the breath out now. Feel that sense of emptiness. One more deep breath. Pause. And exhale. Releasing Hansi Mudra, bring the palms together in front of the heart. You can open your eyes. We'll start to draw the palms upward. Stretch, reach the body long. Maybe do a little side to side. And exhale the arms down in a big circle. So bringing palms back to the center. Inhale. You can look up to the sky, starting to lengthen your neck a little bit from the front. And then exhale, chin to chest, lengthening the back of your neck. And a couple more rounds. Inhaling the palms up and exhaling down. Palms come back together. Inhale up. Exhale down. Come back to center one more time. And palms come down. This time, leave them down to the floor. We'll take the left hand down and reach the right arm over your ear. You can bend the elbow towards your side. Taking the palm of your hand behind your head and start to open the elbow up towards the sky. Take a big breath here into your right lungs. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Bring that right hand down. Sweep the left arm over your ear and take the side stretch. Breathe, perhaps bending your elbow in towards your waist. Exhale. You can take the palm of the hand behind the head and open and exhale. Inhale to come up. Sweep both arms up to the sky. As you exhale, take a little twist towards your right. Take your left hand outside of your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. So your right hand's going to be behind you for stability. And as you exhale, engage your belly. Draw the belly towards the spine without caving in. So you're not going to round and you're just engaging your belly and sitting up tall. Take another breath. Feel the space between your vertebrae as they lift and lengthen. Exhale back to center. Inhale both arms overhead. As you exhale, twist to the other side. Bring the right hand down behind you, left hand to the thigh. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, draw the belly in. Another deep breath. Lift and lengthen the spine. And exhale and come back to center. And then from here, we're going to actually walk the hands over towards your right. Taking the left hand outside that knee, you're actually going to take the right hand outside the knee. Left hand on your left thigh. Keep it right on the same side and press down. So you're going to encourage this side down. And then you're going to start to actually turn your chest towards the ground, pushing this thigh away. So feel a little stretch here in your left glute. Breathe. And then you can actually press down with this bottom hand, gently come back up, and we'll do the other side. So we sort of turn towards the left, and left hand comes down, right hand stays on the right thigh. You're going to press it down as you start to fold over that leg a little bit. You're not coming way down. You want to keep the hip down and just feel that stretch, gentle stretch in what you're doing, not what I'm doing. And then release, come back to center, walk the hands forward, coming onto your fingertips. First, press down and lift your sternum up to the sky. And then as you exhale, walk the hands forward, coming into a little forward fold here. It doesn't have to be deep. You can actually push your hands into the floor and press the heels of the hands in, pushing back into your hips. Get a little stretch in the lower back. Take another breath. And then walking your hands back. Let's go ahead and extend the left leg. From here, let's take the right hand inside of your leg. And some of you might be able to take your hand underneath the calf there. Others, just inside is fine. And in fact, if that still feels too low, you could always have a block there, okay? So I'm gonna take mine underneath. And then without turning the chest towards the floor, so we're gonna open the chest again, take that left hand or right hand behind your head and take a deep side bend. Some of you might be able to reach your hand over towards your toes. Breathe in, nice big long side stretch. Exhale, see if you can reach a little longer. Opening the side body. Keep your right hip down. Keep breathing. Inhale to come up, and we'll switch sides. So, right leg out, left foot in towards your thigh. Again, the right hand will come inside of that leg. And then if you want, you could even take it underneath for those of you that can reach it there. Inhale, left arm up and over, big breath in. So be careful not to turn the chest down. If you want, you can do what we did the first time and take the hand behind the head, encouraging the elbow up. Lengthening through the side body. Exhale. Another inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Let's straighten both legs out. And actually, let's take, I'm going to come off of my blanket. Put that aside. Let's bend the knees first, taking the feet wider than hip width apart, and just let the knees go side to side and let the hips warm up a little bit. So if you've been seated cross-legged like I was, there's a little bit of hip opening there anyway, but this will just bring a little movement in, a little hip internal and external rotation. And then we'll come back to center and straighten the legs, and keeping the hands behind you, sit up nice and tall, lift your sternum. As you exhale, bring the hands forward. And then pressing down through your shins and your thighs, flexing the feet so that they point upward and don't turn in or out. Inhale, again, lift the sternum, the chest. As you exhale, hinge forward any amount. That might just be a little teeny bit. So you might really be feeling that stretch right now. If you're doing this practice, obviously we're recording at 6 p.m., but this will live on my YouTube channel. If you're doing it in the morning, you might feel really stiff, and I probably wouldn't do this early in the practice. But at the end of the day, hopefully we've been walking around a little bit. The legs might be a little warmed up. A little bit of a stretch there. And then gently walk the hands all the way back up. We're going to transition to hands and knees. If this is where you might want to pad your knees, if you have any issues with the knees. And then you're going to bring the knees hip width apart so there's space between the legs, hands are shoulder width apart. And let's come into a couple of our cat-cow movements. So as you inhale, as you exhale, draw the belly towards the spine and gaze towards your belly. Inhale, arch the spine, look forward. Just a little bit of opening here for the back. Exhale and rounding the spine. And think about the space between your shoulder blades. So instead of trying to really tuck the tailbone so much and working the lower back, think about the upper back. Inhale, look forward and arch. And exhale and rounding the upper back. One more time. Inhale, arching. Exhale and rounding. And then we'll go ahead and straighten that left foot back, press through the heel, get a little stretch there. When you're ready, you can lift that leg up, keep the big toe pointed down, maybe taking the right arm out. Keep your belly engaged, finding some balance there. Really good for strengthening the lower back. And then bring it down. Straighten your right foot back, press through the heel, get that little stretch, nice juicy stretch in the back of the calf first, and then the heel, the ankle, and then lift it up, big toe points down, take the opposite arm out, breathe, and exhale it down. So we're gonna move back and forth a little bit. Now, if you have any arthritis or you're not comfortable in your hands, you could take fists, you could be on your forearms, and I'll show you what that looks like. So otherwise, those of you that are still in table pose, take the left leg back, and you might take the right arm out, or if that's too unstable, then just work the leg. You can stay down on your forearms, or you could be on your hands. And release it down. Right leg reaches back, left hand, drawing belly in. You could be left leg, right arm. Release it down. Right leg, left arm. And release. And then from here, we're going to come all the way down onto our belly. So you can actually move the blanket out of the way. Working on a little bit of our cobras. So bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep your feet together. Elbows really close to the side, so they're not out like this, but really close. And forehead to the floor. And then as we inhale, we're going to press down to the pubic bone, press down to the tops of the feet. Inhale, start to lift up a little bit. See if you can take your hands off the mat the first time. Just a little baby cobra. Press to the tops of those feet, into the floor. Exhale down. And then once again, pressing down through your feet, inhale, and your hands, inhale, lift up a little bit higher this time. So you're using the hands this time to press down. Lift up, breathe into your upper back. Exhale, back down. Again, pressing down through the tops of your feet, pressing down through your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. One more time, keeping those elbows in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw the belly in. Lift up to back to your table. And we'll come all the way back to child's pose this time. So knees can be apart, toes together. Sink the heels back. Fine if you're tight in the hips and they're kind of a little more elevated. You can always have a block underneath your head here. Otherwise, come back, stretch the lower back, stretch your hips, reach your arms forward. And then for today, if you like, you could bend your elbows, taking like prayer hands, and bring the thumbs towards the back of your skull. Maybe walking the elbows forward a little bit more. Bring your awareness to the space between your shoulder blades. One more breath. Letting go. And then bringing those arms back down. We're going to lift back up to table. Walk the knees back into hip width apart. This time we'll do sort of the opposite. We're going to walk the hands forward, but try to keep your hips in line with your knees. So don't let them shift forward. Come all the way down until your forehead reaches the floor, and stretching the space, the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades. Breathe. Coming into a puppy pose. And exhale, walk the hands back. Coming to forearms, we're going to switch into dolphin now. So interlacing your fingers, elbows are in line with your shoulders pretty much. We're going to tuck the toes and start to lift your hips up. You might have to walk your feet in a little bit. Lift those hips way up to the sky. And then start to sink your heels back like a downward facing dog, but except that we're on our forearms. So dolphin pose. Breathe. Nice stretch for the back body. And your head might rest on the floor. It might not. Depending on the length of your body and your neck. Keep pushing the floor away with your forearms. If you need to rest, bring your knees down. So some choices there. And then we'll all bring the knees down and release the hands. If you want a little stretch for your wrist, you could turn your fingers towards you now and stretch the wrists, start to sink the hips back just till you get enough stretch for you. For some people, that's really intense. The other option is you could just out. Let's actually all do that. Let's go ahead and sit on knees. Again, you might want to pad the knees here. Option to pad the knees. Tuck your toes under. So thunderbolt pose. So getting a little stretch here in the plantar fascia, tucking those toes. This will bring a smile to your face maybe. Interlace the hands and press out. Reach all the way up. Draw the lower ribs in. Exhale the hands down. Inhale to press up, reach up. Exhale down. Inhale, press up, reach up. If you need to come out of this or it's too much on your toes, feel free to untuck. Press up. You can also lift up. That takes a little more weight off. Exhale down. We're still doing the arm presses, pressing the palms up. Exhale, release. And we're going to do a little twisty with the arms. So twisting the arms. One up, one down. Imagine lengthening the arms, growing a little bit longer. And then just roll the shoulders away from your ears. You can come to sit. Notice some opening here in the upper body. We're going to do one more thing here before we come to stand. So a little thread the needle. And again, you might want to use the blanket for your knees. We're going to start with the left side. So I'm actually going to be looking away from you, but you're going to lift that left arm up to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale and thread it underneath your other arm. Again, inhale and lift it up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, thread it through. One more time. This time, as you exhale, come down, thread it through, and leave the arm there. Palm face up, back of the hand on the floor. Bring your head down to rest. And then some of you might take that right here. You could stay like this. You could, I'm going to use my hand to help. You could press down with that right hand for a second as you step your right foot out. That's an option. And then bring the arm back over your head. You can also wrap the right arm around you and see if you can find your left thigh. So all different options. They're all good ones. Breathe. So your stretch might look like this with the knees in if you decided not to step the leg out, or if that seemed too confusing or not right for you at this moment. Then you might be up here with your hand over your head. Take one more breath, and as you exhale, you can bring that right hand back again, press down to lift yourself out of it, and we'll do the other side. So taking the right arm up now to the sky, as you exhale, thread it through. I'll be looking away from you this time. As I come down, inhale it up, exhale, thread it through. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, thread it through. One last time. Exhale through and come down to rest. Rest your head. Your palm is going to be face up. I'll actually turn around this way just in case so you can see. And then walking that left hand over your head. Maybe this might feel really good. You might want to stay here. Or you can step the left foot out. Sometimes it's easier to do that if you bring your hand back down for support. Step it out. It's okay to fall over too. Or you can take that left hand and wrap it around you. Try to find that right thigh. Breathe. Relax the head, relax your neck. Make sure you're not pressing down into your temple. And then gently release that hand, press down to lift yourself back up. Step your leg back in if you did the little step out with the leg. Tuck your toes under now. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit. Start to lift your hips up into a downward facing dog. If this feels like too much right now for you, then just come back down into your child's pose. Otherwise, lifting hips up. You could also come back to that dolphin pose that we did with the hands clasped down on the forearms. Breathe. And then when you're ready, walk your hands to your feet. We're going to come to a standing forward fold. So you can bend your knees. If the hamstrings are tight, come up a little bit. Lift up halfway. Take your hands to your shins. And then exhale and fold back down. And here, if you need to bend your knees, you can. Relax your head. Let go. Really let go of your day here. Take a deep breath in and exhale and sigh it out. Anything bothering you, just let it slide off the shoulders, down the arms, into the earth. Let it go. Inhale, lift again halfway, lengthening your spine. And then bending at the knees, press down through your feet. Inhale to come all the way to rise, and exhale the hands to the heart. Finding mountain pose. The feet are hip width apart. I'm going to maneuver the camera here just a little bit because we don't need so much of that front of the room, just so you can see me better standing. And go ahead and walk to the top of your mat. I'm going to face, beginning from mountain pose, feet hip width apart. We'll inhale the arms overhead. Maybe the hands touch. Exhale over to your right. Take that nice deep side bend once more. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale through the center. Reach the arms. As you exhale, hinge from your hips. Let the arms come down to your sides. Bending the knees as necessary. Come into that forward fold. Let go of your head and your neck. Inhale, lift halfway and take your hands to your shins. Exhale, bend your knees, bring the arms back out to the side, root down through your feet to lift all the way up, and exhale your hands to your heart. We'll do that again. I'm going to face this way this time just to give you a different vantage point. Inhale, reach the arms over the head. Exhale and over to your left this time. Take that side bend. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, float the arms down. Hinge from your hips. Find that nice long spine. Bend your knees as necessary. Come to your forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Press down through your feet. Bend your knees. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands to your heart. Keep moving. One more time. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Moving with your breath. It doesn't have to be in time with me. Move with your breath. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep the arms out to the sides and back up, and exhale the hands to your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Pausing here in mountain pose just to notice, and then releasing the hands to your waist. Let's go ahead and step the right foot back. Come into a nice big lunge. And as you do, watch that front knee. So if you didn't step back far enough, your knee might be going over your toes or you're leaning kind of forward. Step back until you can find the lift in your body. Shoulders in line with your hips. And then you might need to even walk that front foot forward a little bit more. Finding high lunge. From here, take your right hand to your thigh. Find your balance. If you start to lose balance, you can use a wall. You can place your hands on the front thigh. Lift that left arm up to the sky if you're okay with your balance. Breathe. And then as you exhale, reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Switch the arms. Bring the right arm forward, left arm back. Plant that right hand down to the floor. Maybe take a block here. Press through the back leg. Watch the front knee. Make sure it's not going out over the toes. And then you can leave your left hand on your left thigh, start to twist to the left. Maybe sweep that left arm up to the sky. Breathe, 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 breathe. Exhale, take it back down. Pause here. Step the back foot forward when you're ready. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, press down to the feet, rise, and exhale, hands to your heart. Hands to the hips. We're going to step the left foot back, finding the high lunge on the other side. Find your balance, watching the front knee in line with the ankle or a little behind. You can always, it's helpful to ground if you feel that you're losing balance with the hands on the front thigh. And then if you feel okay with it, or once you have that balance, take the left hand to the left thigh, reach the right arm up, inhale. Breathe. Notice the stretch here in the front of the left side of the body. As you exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips, start to reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. At some point, the arms are going to switch. Right arm back, left arm forward, left hand down to the ground. You can plant the right hand on your thigh, start to take that twist, or sweep it up to the sky. Keep pressing through the ball of the left foot, twisted lunge. Exhale that hand down, step your back foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Press down through your feet. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. So, hands to your waist again. I'm going to have you step the left foot back, but I'm going to turn around so that I'm facing the other direction. So step that left foot back again. Find that lunge. And then inhaling, arms up. Find high lunge. As you exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. This time, bring the back heel down and open the back toes out. We're going to come to warrior two. Check the front thigh. Make sure your knees still in line with the ankle, not sickling inward. And you feel nice and steady. And then we'll take the arms circling, cross. Breathe out. So sort of like we did with that lunge, we're going to take the left arm down the back leg and inhale the right arm up. Breathe in. Exhale, come back to center. Right forearm comes to the front thigh now, stretching the other side of the body. Sweep the left arm down and up over your ear, stretch through the left side of your body, side angle pose. And then let's move back and forth a little bit between those two. Come back into warrior two, so lifting up. Exhale here. Beginning with the inhale, slide the left arm down, inhale, right arm over your ear. As you exhale, move forward, bring the forearm to the thigh and sweep the left arm over your ear. So it's almost like a little forward fold here. Inhale, come back up, left arm slides down, right arm over the ear, reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle pose, forearm to the thigh. One last time. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Breathe. And then letting that arm come down. The back heel is going to come up again. Here we are. We're coming all the way back to that twisted lunge that we did. Reach the right arm up. Breathe. You can always keep it on the thigh. Remember, that's an option. And exhale it down. And step the left foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Press down through your feet. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to switch to the other side. I don't have my back to you. Inhale, reach the arms. Find that high lunge again. As you exhale, the left arm comes forward, right arm back. Turn the back heel down. Find warrior two. Reaching the arms. Watch your knee. Be mindful that it stays supported by the lower leg and the ankle and the foot. Inhale the arms up and exhale out. And then nice big inhale, reach the left arm up, slide the right arm back down. Reverse warrior or peaceful warrior, some people say. And then exhale, forearm to the thigh. Sweep the right arm over your ear, side angle. Pause here, and then we'll move back and forth between those two with one breath each time. So inhaling, come all the way back up, reverse warrior. Exhaling, left forearm to the thigh, right arm over the ear, back to side angle. Inhale, reaching left arm up over your ear, right arm slides down. Back leg, exhale, forearm to the thigh, right arm over the ear. One last time, inhale up. And exhale, side angle and pause, breathe. And next exhale, circle the right hand back down to the floor, turn the back heel up, face forward. We're back into our lunge, left hand to the thigh or reach it to the sky in your twisted lunge. Breathe. Exhale that hand down, step the back foot forward, inhale, lift halfway, exhale, full. Inhale, lift halfway again. We're not coming up this time. As you exhale, like a low lunge, untuck the toes. If you want to use blocks here, you can. We're just going to stretch the front of that left leg. Inhale, lifting up. Breathe. Feel the stretch in the front of the left thigh. Maybe come up to your right thigh. Maybe lift all the way up. Maybe even reaching behind you. Come back down. Exhale. So we're going to switch sides. I'm going to give you a choice. You can tuck the back toes under, lift the knee up, step forward, the left foot forward, coming back to your forward fold, or step the right foot back into downward facing dog. This depends on what you're feeling. Breathe. So you're either in a forward fold or a downward dog. Take another breath, look forward, and when you're ready to exhale, you're going to step that left foot forward and bring the right knee down. So we're just switching sides. Take a couple breaths here. Stretching the front of the right thigh, quads. Slowly start to bring your hands to the front thigh. Maybe lift all the way up. Once you feel steady, reaching the arms overhead, maybe even floating a little back bend, maybe not today. Press to that back shin, pressing down there, and the front foot, and then exhale, release back down, tuck the back toes under. This time walk here. So I'm gonna face you. We're gonna take a wider squat. Take the feet wide. Some of you might want to sit on a block, or you could stack a couple of blocks and take the feet wider than hip width apart. Taking the elbows inside the thighs, sort of gently pressing out, bringing the palms together. So Malasana. Some of you may not need the blocks, just sinking the hips down, the tailbone down, breathe. And then as you're ready, you can use blocks or hands to the floor. Start to lift the hips back up. Heel toe those feet back in to hip width apart. Bend your knees. Reach all the way to the sky. Press down through the feet. Coming to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. You can shake it out a little bit. So from here, we're going to play with dancer pose or baby dancer. Coming into a balance pose. So some of you, some people prefer to do this on the floor, not be on their mat. Some people may want to use the wall. If you need a little assistance with balance, you could even use a chair, anything that you can hold on to. We're going to start to take some weight into that left foot, rooting down, and then work our way up. Draw your belly in, hug your outer hip in. Start to bend your right knee in towards your belly, towards your chest. Feel the belly muscle engage as you lift up. If you didn't feel that, you just come back down. Breathe in. As you exhale, engage belly, draw the knee in. Maybe you can even draw it all the way into your chest. And then let go. We're going to stay on this side. Press down to that foot again. Start to hug the knee in. Can you take your hand down towards the ankle and take your heel behind you towards the glute? So what I did there, if I don't lose my microphone, is grabbing the shin first, taking that hand down to the foot, bringing the heel to the glute. And if you need to, you can hold the wall where you can get stuck in your microphone cord. See, that's the problem with these microphones. I think I'm okay there. So so some people can just grab the foot, but I've seen people try to grab it all kinds of ways where they throw their hip out, do this funny thing, and then you end up injuring yourself. Plus, this is a little bit more practicing with this stork pose first, grabbing the foot, then bringing it down. Once you get here, you want to bring the knee down towards the other knee, still pressing down through left foot, drawing belly in. Maybe take the left arm up. Maybe this is it for today, staying here. Or starting to hinge forward, leaning forward, but also lifting up with the sternum, taking your right hand to the big toe side of the foot, coming into a full dancer pose. So it's up to you. We might be in baby dancer today, staying here without the leaning forward. And with that lean, there's also an equal lifting up as you come up. And it's a little easier if you can take your hand around to that big toe side of the foot and kick the foot into the hand. So if you want to play with that a little bit, when you're done, shake it out. We'll go to the other side. So balancing on the right foot now, press down through that foot. It's fine if you need to keep a little bend in the knee. As you exhale, start to draw the knee in, drawing belly in. Maybe you can grab the knee, hug it in towards your chest. And if that's not possible and it doesn't come up that far, that's fine. Work with where you are. You could even have a block or a stack of blocks underneath to help you as you start to gain the strength in the core, drawing it up, and gain the balance. And then take that left hand to the top of the left foot. Just kind of slide it down, bring the heel towards the glute. Reach the right arm up if you can, or you can hold on to the wall or the chair. Press down through that right leg. Maybe, I'm going to stand this way now. It's fine to come out and come back in. Maybe you take that left hand around to the big toe side, press the foot into the hand, leaning forward and lifting up at the same time. Breathe. So much joy here. And exhale. Oof. Release it out. Find your mountain pose. That was a lot of work. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, so we earned our reward. Let's go ahead. We're going to come back down to the mat, but let's come forward first to the front of your mat. And we'll transition to the floor, inhaling arms overhead. Here's a fun thing I like to do. So lift all the way up onto the balls of your feet, if you can. See if you can keep the heels up as you exhale, come down to that squat. Not malasana, but just a regular squat. Knees are forward here. And then take your hands behind you. Bring those hips down. You can scoot back a little bit. First thing we're going to do is bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, like bound angle or Baddha Konasana, but with a little more space, so more of a diagonal shape, rather than bringing the heels in really close. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, you can take the hands behind you, lift your heart, breathe as you exhale, hinging forward a little bit. Any amount. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, maybe you find a little more space to fold. Starting to come down from our practice, but we are going to do one more little back bend. Another breath here. And then inhale to come all the way up. I'm going to have you transition onto your belly, bringing those knees together first and then coming down onto your belly, back where we were for our cobra. So here, taking the arms to the side, you can turn your head to one side if you like. Make sure that the camera's still good here. Be on the floor the rest of the time, so I'll move that down a little bit. Hands at your side, turning your head to one side. Won't need props for this. And then reaching your arms overhead. You can keep your head to one side, or you can also take your forehead to the mat. I'm going to take my head to the side just so you can hear me. You're going to sort of karate chop the floor with your hands. As you inhale, you're going to lift that right leg up and your left arm, and lift your head and chest at the same time. So lifting up. Ground down through the other side, the opposite side. Exhale back down. You could turn your head to the other side if you like. And then inhale, lift your left leg, right arm, and head and chest will also lift. So opposite sides, just like we did in table earlier. Exhale down. Inhale, lift the right leg and the left arm. Exhale down. Inhale, left leg and right arm. Exhale down. Right leg, left arm, lift. Exhale down. And head and chest also. One more time. Left leg, right arm. Inhale and lift. Exhale. And lower. So we'll either repeat that again each side, or if you're ready to try both sides, you can take the arms back down to the sides. As you inhale, just like we did with our cobra, roll the shoulders away from the ears, start to lift up, press down through the pubic bone, lift the legs this time, lift the arms, find locust or shalabhasana, and exhale and lower. So remember, you have the option to do opposite sides. And then again, hands at your side. Let's come into it one more time. Press down through the pubic bone, lift head and chest, lift the legs, lift the hands. Maybe interlace your hands behind you and squeeze the shoulders towards each other. Lift up a little higher. Breathe. Can you take a couple breaths here? And exhale, release it down, turning your head to one side or forehead to the back of your hands. You can stack the hands, wiggle the hips side to side. Breathe in and exhale out. And then one more thing we'll do here. So let's bend both knees, bring the heels in towards your glutes. You can stay here walking the hands under the shoulders like cobra pose. Press down, just lift up a little bit into a back bend. Or if you want to come into bow pose, reach your hands back. See if you can grab your ankles or the lower shins. Inhale, press down through your pubic bone. Lift up. Find all that joy in this bow pose. Lifting the feet into the hands. Maybe you might rock a little bit. Keep pressing down through the pubic bone. Breathe, lift the chest. And exhale, release back down. You can rest the forehead. You can take the legs a little wider, resting your belly. Slowly taking your time, we're going to roll over onto our backs. And from here, all that's left is a little bit of a twist, and we'll come into Shavasana. So let's straighten the left leg and hug in. Reach your left leg away from you. Step the right foot across your left thigh so that the foot's on the floor. And then take your left hand to that knee and just gently start to bring it across the body. It may not go very far, but notice what you feel in the right hip. And you can actually resist. So instead of trying to pull the hip across, let the Apanasana. Reach the right leg away. And then you'll step that left foot across. See if you can plant it on the floor. Take the right hand outside the left knee. Really, it's a little bit below the knee. And start to draw it across the body. And at the same time, resist with that left glute. Try to keep action of pulling in so that you feel that stretch in the left piriform. Lying straight on your back. You can bend your knees. Let the knees come together and the feet walk as far, a little wider, or as wide as your mat is what I'm trying to say. Let your feet be as wide as your mat. Knees together. Otherwise, lying flat, you can also roll a blanket under your knees or put a little pillow underneath your head for your Shavasana. You might want to cover if you're chilly. So we're in fall now officially. And let your arms fall to your side. Notice your breath. As you breathe in, feel like you're taking up more space. Feel the body spread. And as you exhale, feel the body get heavier, releasing down into the ground. And take a few breaths to scan the body. Noticing any place that's still holding tension or discomfort. Notice how the body feels. Take a deep breath in and hold the breath. Feel the heartbeat. And then slowly exhale everybody through pursed lips now. Gently. See if you just released a little bit of tension. Allow your jaw to soften and your forehead to soften. Your shoulders to soften. The backs of your knees to soften. Right hand over your heart and your left hand over your right hand. And as you breathe in, imagine something that brings you joy, whatever it might be. Person, a memory, place, music, nature. Breathe into your heart space. Imagine the heart smiling. And as you breathe, imagine that smile spreading through the body. Imagine bliss spreading through the body. And any qualities associated with bliss. Perhaps a warm feeling, warm sensation spreading through the body, or perhaps a joyful color. Feel the body infused with joy. And then bring your awareness back to the body and find the edges of your body. With the eyes closed or softly gazing downward, not looking at the body, but feeling where the body ends and the space around it begins. Breathe and gently start to bring movement back into the body, wiggling those fingers and toes. And start to stretch and move as you feel ready, perhaps reaching the arms out or overhead, reaching the body long. As you exhale, start to draw the knees in and roll to your side. Take a moment to pause there. Either side. If you're ready to come to rest, you might want to roll to your right side and breathe through the left nostril. If you want to be more energized, maybe roll to the left side and breathe through your right nostril. Take a moment to get grounded, becoming aware of all of your senses. And gently, when you feel ready to rise, using the hands, walk yourself back up to a seated position. We can take our Hansi Mudra, taking the first three fingers, tips touching the thumb, pinky finger up like a little bunny rabbit, and placing the backs of the hands in your lap. Notice the effects of this mudra. I'm not smiling, like the lips almost naturally want to curl upward. And take a breath here. As you exhale, notice if anything has shifted in your body, your mind, your breath, or your mood. And then bring the palms together in front of your heart. You can open the eyes. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bowing forward, honor yourself for taking this time for self-care. Let's end tonight's class with a sacred sound of Om. You're welcome to join me. I'll take one breath, exhale it out, breathe in, and Om. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale again. Namaste.